television highlights of the news of yesteryear. May 1927, Lindbergh and the Spirit of St. Louis. Charles A. Lindbergh before the epic flight with his mother. The Spirit of St. Louis is towed on the field, splitting the pre-dawn dust. Fate and a flyer are to join hands to make history. Last-minute preparations are complete. Takeoff time nears. Aviation experts express grave doubts as to whether the plane can take off with its heavy gasoline load, but no doubt exists in Lindbergh's mind. He's ready now. And the plane starts down the runway. Fear stamps the hearts of the watchers as the gasoline-weighted Spirit of St. Louis resists Lindy's early efforts to get it off the ground. Fire is a momentary menace should the plane crash. Danger is served notice of its presence even before the plane takes the air. But Lindy sends the ship skyward. He's on his way. Three and a half hours later, 30,000 jam Paris's Le Bourget Airport to greet Lindy and cheer the first man to fly the Atlantic alone. Lindbergh and Ambassador Herrick. Sharing Lindy's triumph was the Spirit of St. Louis. This is the world-famous We, the man, his plan, and his plane that established a new era in aviation. The USS Memphis is sent to bring Lindy back. And America screams a salute to the intrepid airman. Lindbergh's mother, last to embrace her boy on his departure, is first to greet him on his arrival. And it's the nation's proudest mom who follows her famous son down the gangplank as the Memphis docks in Washington. Washington welcomes the conqueror of sea, storm, and snow. And later, Calvin Coolidge promotes Lindbergh to the rank of colonel and presents him with a distinguished flying cross. Then it's New York's turn to hail its hero. The harbor is jammed as a welcome on the water awaits Lindy's plane. And there it is. It soars over lower Manhattan. A specially selected seaplane bringing Lindy back. The plane settles in the water to await New York's official welcoming boat, the Macon. And New York's official welcomer, Grover Whalen. The harbor comes alive with a wild demonstration for Lindy. And then the streets scream their salutation. They all want to look at the man who admits he fell asleep at times at the controls, took with him only 5 sandwiches and a letter of introduction to the American Ambassador in Paris. Mayor Walker greets Lindbergh and presents him with New York City's Medal of Valor. Then begins a confetti-covered caravan to Central Park with cheering crowds lining the sidewalks. The Lindbergh party arrives and is met by Governor Alfred E. Smith, who decorates Lindy with New York State's Medal of Valor. Charles A. Lindbergh, solo soldier of the sky. Thousands of movie fans jam the streets around Campbell's Funeral Parlor in New York as Rudolph Valentino lies in state. This is the way they remember their favorite, just after he made his greatest film, The Sheik. From 1919, when he started in pictures, up until his death in August 1926, Valentino captured the hearts of millions of moviegoers. His legions of followers wait for a last look at the man they thrilled to on the screen.
Valentino funeral procession moves to St. Malachy's Church. Valentino starred in The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Monsieur Beaucaire, the Sheik, the son of the Sheik, and Blood and Sand. The public, which took his life to their hearts, took his death with a desperate acceptance of the inevitable. Rudolph Valentino begins his last journey.
Englewood, California, 1926, at a new experiment in aviation safety. A plane that packs its own parachute prepares to take off. And there it goes! As a neck-stretching crowd watches, the 50-foot parachute bears the plane to Earth from 3,000 feet in the air. There's a slight jar when it lands, but the pilot, Ulza, waves he's perfectly okay. The plane is damaged slightly, but the experiment is deemed a success as Ulza is congratulated by Lieutenant Donnelly, inventor of the device.
Glen Cove, Long Island is hard hit as a cyclone causes $500,000 damages. August 16, 1926. Houses are smashed, and ruin and desolation are left in the wake of a 100-foot-high whirling waterspout that swept Long Island and left hundreds homeless. But here's a faithful dog still on guard. Tragedy strikes in Brooklyn, New York in 1926 as a landslide tears down an embankment to bury 6 subway cars. 2 are killed and 50 hurt as heavy rains caused the sidewall of an open cut to tumble. Fortune smiled on most of the passengers, however, as disaster rode the rails.
And Jack Dempsey, his wife, movie star Estelle Taylor, and Philadelphia's Mayor Kendrick visit the first Dempsey-Tunney flight site. This is the one in which Dempsey lost his title to Gene Tunney prior to the Marines, who beat Dempsey again the following year in the still-discussed long count decision. Nancy Langhorne, American-born member of Parliament, visits her childhood home in Greenwood, Virginia. Nancy Langhorne and her English husband, Lord Astor. The Holland Tunnel, underwater connecting link between New York and New Jersey, is officially opened as Governor Smith of New York and Moore of Jersey meet for dedication ceremonies. Once more, please. Thank you. An official car emerges as the undersea highway is open for business.
It's New York, it's 1929, and the National Association of Fur Industry is showing its latest creations. Fox scarf with moleskin throw. Just the thing for Mother to wow 'em with at the whist club. Well, take off your things, stay for tea. Fur fashion at its height in 1929, when movies were learning to talk and women not to. A Baron Dukey ensemble with cashmere cloth skirt. Very fetching. Collar and cuff set of white rabbit fur. So durable you couldn't wear 'em out.
1926 finds American women pacing the world in athletics, with Helen Wills, world's tennis champion, high on the list. The lass is in a class by herself. Helen barred nobody, man or woman, and her matches with Frances Suzanne Lenglen will long be remembered. Here Helen returns from abroad after a European triumph. America's real queen of the court, Helen Wills. And awful hot with a putting iron. Here's another one for the collection, Glenna. Good golf and good going, gal. Gertrude Ederle, America's greatest girl swimmer, en route to try to swim the English Channel. Trudy keeps in shape aboard the SS Berengaria. June 11th, 1926, Cargrenay, France, and Trudy is ready for her attempt. Many women had tried to swim the Channel, but none so far has been successful. Trudy on her way to fame as the first woman to conquer the current of the English Channel. Back on the Berengaria, Miss Ederle's mother heads America's welcoming committee. It's tennis again, this time the Davis Cup matches in Boston. America's Richards and Williams meet Francis Brugnon and Cochet in the doubles. It's a spirited match, with Richards and Williams turning on the heat to vault to victory. British Ambassador Sir Esme Howard and the winners. Calabasas, California, and sailors compete against professionals in a motorcycle hill climbing contest. Look out there, sailor. The Navy tries again. He's on his way up. He's on his way down. Noel McIntyre tries it now. McIntyre comes heading uphill, and he sticks to the saddle all the way to the top to win the event.